Welcome back to Lawson Ice Arena here on the campus of Western Michigan University in Kalamazoo. Western Michigan playing host to Minnesota Duluth. Game 2 between these two. And Duluth got a big win on Friday night last evening against this Western Michigan squad. Alex, as you take us through last night's win for Minnesota Duluth.
Yeah, you know, a quick goal by Mangini, and Minnesota Duluth's offense was timely all night long. A couple of really costly penalties by Western Michigan, 2 back-to-back 5-minute majors, and Ben Steeves able to capitalize on the power play there with that bullet shot. But it seemed all night long Western Michigan was able to get within striking distance. Minnesota Duluth able to turn right back around and give themselves an insurance goal, and it ultimately wasn't enough for the Broncos as they fell 6-3 last night.
A big part of that victory was Matthew Thiessen, who came in, got his first win since the month of October earlier this season, and had himself a great game.
Yeah, he was fantastic last night to not play for a period of time and face 40 shots from these Broncos who can score goals. He had a great game.
Cameron Rowe looking for a better game here this evening after last night's game, but he's a seasoned guy coming from Wisconsin in net for the Broncos in his second season in Kalamazoo. We're underway here from Lawson Ice Arena. Game 2 between these two was the starting lines roll through for both these teams.
You know, an interesting, Firschweiler does not change up his lineup very often, but a starting line here tonight at Colangelo, Costantini, and Hillebrand, a little something different than we've seen this season.
Just maybe a little spark looking for a little bit of a spark for the Broncos here. We mentioned Costantini and Colangelo have been playing well in the last 10 or 11 games with their point streaks.
And it's been a consistent offense for them too. Nothing crazy flashy, no ups and downs, just consistent, good play each night.
Blank chasing in the battle for the puck, takes a hit, bump, rattles it around the boards.
A delayed penalty here on Minnesota Duluth off that hit in the corner on Dylan Wendt.
So Rose out of his net, extra attacker on for Western Michigan, seeing if they can do something here. And play's going to be whistled dead, and Western Michigan's going to go on a Jersey Mike's power play for a sub above for the first time here. And they were 0 for 3 last night on the power play, so looking for
Duluth number 2, 2 minutes of boarding.
And a boarding call there, and as you said, 0 for 3 for Western Michigan's power play, but it looked good for most of the night, but just not able to put it in the back of the net well up a man. As you see the penalty there, Goats, a boarding call on Dylan Wendt, but an opportunity early here for Western Michigan.
So a 2-minute minor will send Western Michigan on the Jersey Mike's power play here with 18:45 to go in the first period. And a good possible start here for the Broncos, who fell behind 1-0 early on last night against Minnesota Duluth. Head coach Pat Firschweiler spoke about in his post-game. He felt like the Broncos joined in on the action after that first goal for Minnesota Duluth. That was scored by Anthony Mangini, who was one of our players to watch in the open here. So Western wins the face-off, looking for the first goal of this game. Colangelo, one-timer. That one's wide against the boards. Phillips has it. Phillips, quick shot up into the boards and into the netting. It's going to stop play. Let's take a look at the comparison between the power play and the penalty kill here. Western Michigan second in the league in power play percentage, 27%. UMD second in NCHC in penalty killing percentage, and we really did a really good job on the kill last night.
Yeah, you know, special teams is such a big thing for hockey, and especially in this situation, you got special teams units going head-to-head, all of them really good here this weekend for these two teams.
Another one-timer, Colangelo, that one got blocked, and they try to keep it in, Phillips, but they're going to have to retreat back. Under a minute and a half to go on the Western Michigan power play here. Ethan Phillips with it, carries it deep into the zone, out to the point with Berger. And Colangelo, the transfer from Northeastern to Cassetti. Now back to Colangelo on the left side from the dot. Angel looking for some space, back to Carter Berger. Berger over to Phillips. Phillips cross-ice pass. Nobody there, it got tipped. Broncos still control it with Phillips. Phillips out in front, it was almost redirected into the net. Saved there by Thiessen.
Off a Gallatin skate, and yeah, definitely towards net, a near miss.
Colangelo, shot blocked at front of the net. Trying to rip that one was Cassetti. Broncos still control it inside the Duluth zone. Ethan Phillips. Another transfer for the Broncos. 30 seconds to go as that one rattles off the boards. Missed the net.
This unit's definitely seeing it right now. Kind of moving the puck at will, but just hasn't been able to find the back of the net.
Phillips lost it, and it's poked out there. And we're going to get a penalty going against the Broncos here, tripping.
Yeah, and Phillips just mishandles it a little bit and then gets his stick on his man as the Bulldogs were looking to get it out of the zone. End of the power play for Western Michigan. It looked good, but again, Minnesota Duluth's penalty kill timely as they kill off that penalty. We'll skate 4 aside for 17 seconds.
You see the replay there. Ethan Phillips just lost the puck there and then gets called for the tripping. So with 17 seconds to left on the Goats boarding penalty, will be 4-on-4 for 17 until he comes out of the box, and Duluth will go on a 5-on-4 advantage.
Just a terrible feeling when that puck's on your stick and you go to snap it and you just feel no resistance back. You know that puck's not there anymore, and Phillips, just tough one there.
Broncos control it, deep in their own zone. They try to push here with 10 seconds remaining on the Duluth penalty. Granger with it, tried to get the shot, it was tipped. Took a lot of it off of it there. And Duluth will go on the power play here for the first time here in this game. There's 16 and a half to go in the opening period. Quinn Olson carries it, gets it to Steve. Steve dumps it around the boards. Duluth trying to control it in the Broncos zone. Battle for the puck, won by the Broncos, and it's shot all the way down the ice. And Thiessen plays it. Tim Washy causing some trouble there for Duluth as they try to get going once again. Olsen in front of the benches. Bionk lost it, and it's sent down the opposite direction by the Broncos. They'll get some fresh skaters here on the penalty kill.
Yeah, good disruptive kill there. Broncos doing their best not to let Duluth skate the puck into the zone with possession.
Biondi chasing the puck there. Battle for it, being in behind the netminder for Western Michigan, Cam Rowe. Precious time ticking off the power play for Duluth, and that one's going to get outside of the blue line, and they're going to have to retreat back with Bionk. Steves carries it across, dumps it back. Now Steves out to the point. Bionk. Shots saved there by Rowe. Battle for it out behind Cam Rowe with 15 seconds left on the penalty on the power play. Bionk trying to redirect it. Shots is blocked and saved and fired all the way down the ice, and this is probably going to do it. Both these teams kill off the minor penalties.
And a big save by Cam Rowe at the end of that penalty. That was a great play by Duluth, a little deflection play in front of the net, and they connected on it, but Cam Rowe able to flash the pad on it.
Here comes the Bulldogs once again. 5-on-5 here, under 15 to play in the first period. Tim Washy controls it for Western Michigan. Hugh Larkin shovels it ahead. Thiessen plays it. Here comes Duluth with the puck. Johnson got that one stolen away, and Jacob Bauer has it up the near side, fires it down the boards, and Western Michigan will get a line change here. Still scoreless here between Minnesota Duluth and Western Michigan. Duluth took game 1 last night, 6-3. Looking for a sweep against Western Michigan here in Kalamazoo. Shot there by Michaels. It's saved. The battle for the puck out in front in the crease. And a scrum as the play is blown dead. And we saw a lot of that last night. And Alex, let's get to keys of the game here as you have prepared for us. First for Minnesota Duluth.
Yeah, I think Minnesota Duluth, again, secondary scoring is so important for them. It's been a lot of Ben Steeves this year, but last night, 4 goals from the bottom 2 lines in that lineup. And, Western Michigan able to get 40 shots on net last night. Duluth has got to keep that puck away from their own net because Thiessen played outstanding last night, but Western Michigan can score some goals.
And for Western Michigan, as we see the keys to the game for them and the Broncos.
Yeah, Cam Rowe wanted some goals back last night, no doubt. He's got to have a bounce-back game here tonight. And it's that top line for Western Michigan. We talked to Granger and Wendt a lot pregame yesterday, but they were held quiet last night by this Duluth defense.
Broncos get it in the zone of the Bulldogs here. Berger, that's that one to Colangelo. Colangelo takes it, fires it wide of the net. Fisher had his first goal of his young career last night. Chips that one deep into the Bronco end. And Cam Rowe plays it, hands it off to Carter Berger, the transfer from UConn. Alex Bump, fabulous freshman for the Broncos, gets the Granger shot there, kicked off to the side by Thiessen.
And what a move by Bump there to gain the zone and then get that puck to his line mate Granger for a good chance.
Alex Bump can really move with the puck as Jacob Bauer puts that one behind the net. Wilson Dagger had it for a second and is poked out by Duluth. They try to get it at center ice. Broncos going to have to hold off on that one. It was going to be offsides. Pionk fires it right on net. Rowe shovels out in front of him. Alex Bump chips, and he's going to come off the ice. Broncos looking for some fresh skaters here. Olsen almost lost it as Cassetti tried to get that one right in front of the net.
And this Washy, Cassetti, Larkin line, the forecheck is relentless with these three. They're all big frame guys, but they can move their feet, and they're on you in a second when they dump the puck in.
12 minutes to play here in the first period. Scott Sendelin hit on a little bit how there's some big guys in this Western Michigan squad, but they used to have a lot more skating refrigerators back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And the game of hockey, it just changes so much. Size, while still being important, it's mobility right now in the game of hockey that's the most important.
Michaels trying to box out the defender. Phillips chasing with the puck. Newble lost it. And here comes Duluth. Big hit there as Berger went after Luke Johnson there along the right outside the penalty area. Penalty box.
Hip check there by Berger. Love to see it.
Owen Michaels gets it, trying to center it there. Colangelo was looking for the pass. It was blocked. It's fired down into the Bronco end here with 11 minutes to play and counting in the first period. Still scoreless here in Kalamazoo. Game 2 between these two. Game 1 last night taken 6-3 by Minnesota Duluth. And we're going to get a whistle.
I don't see where that. Behind the play, it looked like for sure. We'll sort this out. Looks like it's a Costantini to the box.
Western 25, 2 minutes.
We'll sort it out on the other side of the break. Duluth will go in the power play. We'll get more information on that when we come back. 0-0 game between these two. Welcome back to Kalamazoo and Lawson Arena. Kenny Scherlinger, Alex Goodman, alongside our Bronco Productions crew here at NCHC TV. Taking a look at the NCHC standings. This is a big one here in terms of the standings. With a win here, Minnesota Duluth can jump Western Michigan and tie them up and have that head-to-head matchup. And a shot and a score by Duluth right on cue. It's Ben Steeves.
Yeah, just a quick shot right off the draw. Puck gets one back. Steeves again. He can really connect on a puck and just blasts one past Cam Rowe. And just like that, 5 seconds into the power play, Minnesota Duluth takes the 1-0 lead.
They wasted no time. Ben Steeves, who had a power play goal last night for the Bulldogs, right on cue. 5 seconds in, with 10:53 to go in the first period. Minnesota Duluth goes up on top 1-0 like they did last night. Just a little bit later this time, Ben Steeves, one of the best goal scorers in the nation, notches his 17th goal of the year.
Just loaded with talent, and again, when especially this Duluth team's on the power play, you have to know where 6 is on the ice at all times, and he gets a little bit of space, he's going to make you pay.
Steeves, who leads the NCHC in power play goals, notches himself another one as Wendt gets that one saved there by Thiessen. Take a look at the replay here. Ben Steeves with one of those quick shots. Puts on top. Minnesota Duluth on top.
You know, and not a huge frame either, but he can really lean into the puck there. Obviously, he's a leader in power play goals in the conference, and he's really just that scoring threat night in and night out for this Minnesota Duluth team. And I'm telling you, you see the shot last night that goes in, the one tonight, an absolutely wicked shot, and he can pick corners with it. He's dangerous out there.
So Western Michigan will have to play from behind here in this first period. They tied it up right before the two teams headed to the dressing rooms in the first period last night. Looking for an equalizer here. Luke Granger tried to get it to Wendt, couldn't get his stick on it right in front of the net. Wendt, Hilson Dagger tried to get it to Wendt. Low height from his knees, passes it. Biondi. Duluth retreats back here. Broncos trying to get a turnover. They do. Washi comes up with it. He carries it into the zone. Hilson Dagger out in front with Larkin. Just couldn't get his stick on it enough to get a shot off.
That puck maybe just out of the reach of Larkin's wheelhouse. He couldn't get much on it back towards the net.
Big hit there from Tim Washi. Western Michigan. This is a big line for the Broncos. Battle for it along the boards. And squirts out back into the Duluth zone. Yeah, under 10 to go in the first period. Minnesota Duluth on top on a Ben Steeves power play goal. And this one's going to go for an icing.
And just a misfire there, tried a bank pass off the boards, but just didn't have the bounce he expected. Goes all the way down, and Western Michigan able to get an offensive zone draw here. Michaels, Phillips, and Shingothi out there, and I thought this line was really effective last night. Again, it's a line that wasn't kind of put together until a month or so into the season, but they found some good chemistry and a couple of draft picks out there, and Owen Michaels, the freshman, they've found some synergy.
Duluth has won 5 faceoffs so far. Western Michigan 3. So saw that last night. It was about even for about half the game, and the Western Michigan got pulled away in the faceoff battle. Owen was reversed right on front there. Dangerous play. Thiessen kicked it aside. Michaels right in front there. And cleared out there by the Bulldogs. Race for the puck. The Lambos find Shingothi. Shingothi looking to get at somebody. Nobody was home there, and it's a turnover. Pierce gets it. Fresh skaters here for both these teams. They're under the 8.5-minute mark in the first period. Berger gains his own out in front looking for Hillebrand. Here comes Duluth the other way. Glenn Olson chasing. Low height with it. Throws it out in front. Nobody was there on that right side, so Hillebrand clears it.
That puck made it all the way through a ton of traffic. A nice save there by Cam Rose. He probably didn't have eyes on it.
Broncos looking for an equalizer here in the first period. Sam Colangelo goes to the other side. Shot got through, and there's a save there by Thiessen. Dangerous play again. Lots of traffic out in front of him.
Right back the other way. Traffic on one end, traffic on the other. And that's how you score goals, especially in the NCHC. Just gritty, tough goals in the net mouth area.
And a quick, sharp angle shot from Bump that's shoveled aside by Thiessen. He's going to test it early. Big hit there. Granger gets set down, the captain for Western Michigan. Then Steve dumps it and he'll head to the bench. Rowe around the boards looking for Bump. Bump lost it for a second. It's turned over. Bulldogs with it deep in the Bronco zone. Granger has it.
Delayed penalty here on Minnesota Duluth.
And Rowe still not out of the box there. He couldn't see it. And Tim Washy is it's blown dead. And the Broncos are going to head into another power play here. An opportunity to try to get the equalizer here with 6:50 to go in the first period. 1-0 is our score.
Duluth 27, 2 minutes hold.
One nothing is our score. Minnesota Duluth on top. Ben Steeves puts the Bulldogs on top here in Kalamazoo, looking for a sweep here at Lawson. Broncos back on the power play. Blake Biondi on the holding. Back to action here. Shorthanded attempt there and a save there by Cam Rowe as Duluth tried to bust out early there and try to get a shorthanded goal.
Minnesota Duluth has looked good on faceoffs here tonight, and they're looking for some quick action off the draw. Quick little win in their own zone, and it's all the way down the ice for a grade A opportunity. Shorthanded. Cam Rowe has to come up with a big save.
So face-off in the Broncos zone. 1:50 left in the power play for Western Michigan, their second opportunity. They're on special teams this evening. Under 6.5 to go in the first period. Western Michigan looking for a big equalizer here. Duluth looking for another penalty kill and keeping their lead intact. Granger with it, cross-ice pass to Galambos. Had to regroup there to keep control of it.
Nice pass to the seam, just couldn't catch him in his
Granger
wheelhouse.
shot wide. Approaching the minute mark here in the power play here for Western Michigan. Alex Bump's going to have to retreat at center ice. He'll carry it into the zone. Got it to Wen out in front. Trying to chip that one in was Dylan Wentz. Couldn't get to the front of the net. Bump trying to jam that one. Kicked off to the side, another jam shot. And the puck is loose on the other side. And a nice save. Kicked up, and the Broncos look at another scrum. Broncos think it's in. The net is dislodged.
Phillips gets absolutely tackled. You know, he's standing at the post looking for a rebound, gets tackled into the net. Thiessen this shows shades of some of the play last night in that Minnesota Duluth net mouth area. Puck still loose. Bulldogs trying to find it. Broncos jamming away at it.
Thiessen was just flat on his back there, just kind of helpless there, and we've seen a lot of scrums in that end this weekend.
Just tough-nosed hockey. You got to go to battle there in the blue paint, and we've seen that this weekend more than once. Bulldogs able to scramble and keep that puck out.
So 37 seconds left on the penalty to Blake Biondi.
There's Sam Colangelo, and again, he's got a lethal shot from that left circle. This power play unit usually looking to find him with some space right on that left dot for a one-time blast.
12 saves so far for Matthew Thiessen, the transfer from Maine in his second year in Duluth. He's in this weekend for Zach Stejskal after he was in that last weekend against Colorado College. He's battling a lower body injury. He is dressed as the third goaltender here. Zach Sandy is the backup here this weekend for Minnesota Duluth in the power play. Trickling down here. Looks like Duluth might get another kill as Costantini tried to fire that off. And it's up into the net and out of the box is Biondi, so we're back to even strength here.
Puck out of play right as that final second ticks off, so Costantini shaking his head a little bit. He wanted a little more off of that rush, but active sticks for Minnesota Duluth in their own end. Deflect that puck up and out of play, and we're back to 5-on-5.
4 blocks so far for Minnesota Duluth. They've been active and playing tough and have really taken it to the Broncos early on here.
You know, and again, Western Michigan, it feels like a lot of the possession time in this game so far has been on their stick, but Duluth doing everything they can to not let Western Michigan get what they want in the offensive zone.
Clevin chasing. He had a goal last night for Duluth, one of their 6. Fire deep into the Broncos zone and whistle.
Just a delayed offside call there. Linesman hollering as loud as he can, but this building can swallow up noise a little bit. It's a loud place. Fisher getting an explanation on the call there before the draw.
Right in front of the Bronco bench, they're going to drop the puck. There was 4:27 to go in the first period. 1-0 lead here for Minnesota Duluth. That's the 4-minute mark here in the opening period. Fiedler fires it at the net. It's kicked off out of play by Thiessen. Trying to catch the goaltender off guard there.
And just a quick little draw there by Fiedler, and again that pass comes out from the corner up to the point, and Western Michigan had bodies in front of the net. Fiedler just flinging it towards the net, trying to get a little screen or a rebound. Thiessen able to deflect it up into the netting.
Drop the puck off to Matthew Thiessen's right. Got 13 saves here this evening. Another quick shot, Shingothi. Kicked off to the side. Another save there from Thiessen. Fiedler controls it, retreats back into his own end. Up the boards, Broncos turn it over. Quinn Olson with it off the right side. Turns, looking for somebody. Shots and save there by Cam Rowe off to the side. Gallatin gets it.
Shot might have hit the knob of Cam Rowe's stick, as again there was traffic in front of the net.
Gallatin cross ice, looking for Olson. Olson's going to carry the zone, but it's going to be an offside.
Steve's doing everything he can, diving for the blue line to keep that play on.
We'll take a look at the head coach of Minnesota Duluth, Scott Sandelin. His 24th season has led the Bulldogs to 3 national championships, 2011, 18, and 19. 6 Frozen Four appearances, and one of the best coaches in all of hockey.
Yeah, legend status for Sandelin for sure, and again, he's a coach that's just respected across the game by everybody. And you know, again, I talked about it a little bit last night. These two teams, in my opinion, coach very similarly. I think Pat Ferschweiler and Scott Sandelin's coaching styles are similar. The way these two teams plays is just a punch-counter-punch sort of game, and always proves for good hockey.
Pat Ferschweiler spoke about Sandelin and how well coached the Bulldogs are. He said it's tough. You can't find a better coached hockey team in the game of college hockey. As Sholin fires that one wide. Biondi chips that one, and a change here for Duluth with some tired skaters on the ice. Approaching under the 3-minute mark here in the opening period. Luke Granger with it down the center of the ice. Shot is blocked before it can get to the net. Pierce reverses it. Olson comes up with it. Tipped it fast as he relays it up the ice. Perkins battling for it with Jacob Bauer. Ranger finds it with some space. Steves throws it towards the Bronco net. Couldn't get there. It was blocked. That's the 2-minute mark here. Get it to Johnson, onside. Johnson to the left side, shot right at the chest as Cam Rowe as he saves it. And that was a really good, quick opportunity there for Duluth.
Yeah, Johnson kind of found himself out of coverage a little bit. Gets a good shot on goal.
Take a look at head coach Pat Firstweiler in his third season at the helm in Kalamazoo. Looking for a third straight NCAA tournament bid for the Broncos will be a program record. Herb Brooks, Coach of the Year in the NCHC last season. And like we've mentioned, lots of good coaches in the league, so winning that award is definitely high praise.
And he does such a good job of kind of intertwining homegrown talent, developed players from the recruiting process, but has been able to mix in a couple of transfers, guys that maybe aren't happy with the playing time at their current schools and have come to Western Michigan with a lot of success.
Got some guys from the NCHC as well. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first period. Minnesota Duluth on top. Almost get a breakaway there and a steal. Johnson comes up with it once again from the left side. He wraps it around, or tried to sneak it off the back of Rowe there. Berger with it, and a whistle. The play's blown dead.
And 6 white jerseys on the ice. This is going to be a too many men call on Western Michigan.
Get the call here. And too many men going against Western Michigan is going to put the Bulldogs on a power play here with 1:35 to go in the first period.
And that's tough. I mean, those are unforced errors there. You, again, putting a Minnesota Duluth team with a dangerous power play back on the ice in the closing couple minutes of the first period.
And Alex Buck's going to head to the box here for Western Michigan. So this is a power play unit for Duluth that's 1 for 2 here so far on a Ben Steeves goal. Another opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Pionk with Harkins over the left side. Back to Pionk. Shot by Steeves, and it's into the glove of Cam Rowe.
And he'll fire it from anywhere, won't he? I mean, he's kind of in a bad spot, but that puck comes to him, and he still finds a way to whip one towards the net and turn seemingly nothing into something as Cam Rowe had to be quick over to his glove side to glove that one down.
The faceoff will go off to Cam Rowe's left. Looking for a bounce-back game here after a tough night last night in a 6-3 loss. 1:22 to go here in the opening period. And this one's blown dead off the faceoff. Washy in low height, ready to take the safe face-off once again. Broncos control it. Lost it for a second, and it's fired around the boards there by Chad Hillebrand. Safely away from the Bronco end. Minute to play here. Quinn Olson got that one chipped away, and it's going to be blown dead once again.
And I think just chipped in offside. There's maybe to the advantage of the Bulldogs as Western Michigan was looking to get that all the way down the ice, but it was just touched offside, so the whistle blows and we'll have a draw in the neutral zone.
1:01 to go here in the first period. 1:26 left on the penalty. Too many players on the ice for Western Michigan. Phillips controls it at center ice. He's going to try to milk some time off the clock. Bulldogs control it once again. Young pushes it ahead. Steeves. It's to Olsen. Perkins on the left side. Let's try to set it up here, and looks like we're going to get another penalty. Steeves is shaken up there on the ice.
And Cedric Fiedler being ushered to the box.
Well, the Bulldogs are going to have 31 seconds of 5-on-3. Let's get the call.
And they're going to head in and take an extended look at it. We'll see if we can get another look at it ourselves as well. Fiedler and Steves go to battle in the corner there, and
yeah, that doesn't look too good. A lot of contact to the head there. That's what they're going to be looking at here.
You know, and again, it's similar to Washi's last night. I mean, Fiedler just going to make the hit. There's contact to the head first, but definitely no malicious intent. Both guys going to play the puck, and the bigger guy just won. I mean, you got Cedric Fiedler at 6'3" and Ben Steves at 5'8". I mean, there's just a size disadvantage there. I don't know what Fiedler can do. But again, it's the onus of the player making the hit to take the safety into account, and you can't make contact to the head with that first point of contact. And you see Steves' head kind of whiplash against the boards there. Good to see he's okay. We'll see what the officials see after a couple of looks.
Another look at it down the line here, and Steves kind of gets into the boards there. He looks to be okay. We're going to take a long look at it. If you're just joining us here for Game 2. Game 1, we had a lot of reviews. We had a double major called against Western Michigan, and Tim Washi is one of them. For Western Michigan, another penalty.
After further review, the call on the ice is a 5-minute major for contact to the head.
We're getting another 5-minute major. This one going against Cedric Fiedler.
So the third 5-minute major penalty assessed to Western Michigan here this weekend. And work to do for the penalty kill unit for these Broncos as Pat Ferschweiler urging his team on. And again, you almost gotta put out there an us against the world mentality in situations like this. Yeah, Steves' head goes to the board, but man, I tell you, as a player, you got to protect yourself. And I don't like that Steves puts himself in that position because, again, you're lowering your head towards the dasher and putting yourself in a dangerous position. You're getting your team a long penalty kill there for a power play for sure, but Cedric Fiedler shaking his head in the box a little bit too.
So 5-on-3 here for the last 56 minutes of too many men on the ice for Western Michigan. 31 seconds remaining in this first period, so this will bleed over into the second period. Face-off is controlled by Duluth. One of the officials going down there. Battle for it at the blue line here. And wide open opportunity, a block shot by Hilsendagger.
Big diving block to get the crowd into it.
Cross-ice pass, and they score. It's Blake Biondi. Wide open net on the left side with 2.3 seconds to go. It's a 2-0 lead for Duluth.
Yeah, nice tic-tac-toe play there as Minnesota Duluth gets the numbers game going, and Biondi alone in front of the net after receiving an excellent pass.
The 6th of the season, and it's a big one here to put the Bulldogs up by a pair of goals here. About to head into the first intermission.
McMenamin again, you get the pass off the post there, you make a stick handle and feed it back across. A nice play by McMenamin as well, but Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs take a 2-0 lead here and a critical goal with 2.3 seconds left.
And the face-off controlled by Western Michigan. That's going to do it here for the first period. 4:29 still left on that 5-minute major to Cedric Fiedler. And that will bleed over into the second period as both these teams will head to the first intermission with the visitors from Duluth, Minnesota leading it over the Western Michigan Bulldogs. Again, Duluth looking for their first sweep at Lawson Ice Arena since 2018. And they're set up nicely here. The Broncos are going to look for a comeback here with 2 periods left. One more look at the goal here for Minnesota. Duluth wide open for Blake Biondi to hammer that one home to give the Duluth Bulldogs a 2-0 lead as both these teams head to the dressing room here in Kalamazoo. Welcome back to Kalamazoo here. A snowy scene here on the campus of Western Michigan University. Minnesota Duluth, Western Michigan, about to start the second period of action here at Lawson Ice Arena. Lawson Ice Arena opened in 1974. An old barn, a loud barn. The Lawson Lunatics add a lot to that. Head coach Pat Ferschweiler knows a lot about Lawson Ice Arena. He's played here as a player and as a head coach, and the Broncos celebrating 50 years of varsity hockey this season. They'll have the main event of the 50th anniversary celebration next weekend against Colorado College, but all season long they've been paying tribute to former players, former coaches, and friends of the program, alumni, fans, everybody, and it's been a great effort by the university and athletic department to honor all of those people that have touched Bronco hockey.
Yeah, and Western Michigan developing itself to be such a storied program, obviously been around 50 years, and there's been ups and downs to that time, but we've developed a culture of hockey in Kalamazoo with this team. We've sent loads of guys to the NHL. We have former Broncos working professionally in hockey. You think about the Hall of Famers for this Bronco team, and to where this team is right now, a couple of back-to-back NCAA tournaments, playing in the best league in college hockey and doing it successfully, just shows you where this program started, where we've come, and where we are right now. It's good to see.
Hockey runs in the blood of the state of Michigan, also runs heavily in the blood of all those from the state of Minnesota as well. Back to action here in the second period. 2-0 lead here for the visitors from Duluth, Minnesota. Looking for their first sweep of the Broncos on the road since the year 2018. Broncos looking to get a series split. They're going to have to come back from this one. Ethan Phillips left alone. Can he shoot? He shoots and saved there by Thiessen. Another great save there for Matthew Thiessen.
And Ethan Phillips gets the turnover there on the penalty kill, goes in alone, and similar to a Granger breakaway from last night, Thiessen's able to go down on the butterfly, and he punches those arms out. Last night was a blocker save on Granger. Tonight, a quick flash of the leather as he gets that glove out into the shot, makes a big save on Phillips.
3:44 left on the Cedric Fiedler major penalty. That has bled over into the second period. Direct contact to the head was the reason of the 5-minute major. The third 5-minute major for the Broncos this weekend. They had 2 last night. Tim Washy and Daniel Hilsendagger. Those two were hitting from behind. Duluth looking for another power play goal. They're 2 for 4 so far in this game. That one shoveled ahead to the side there, rather, by Cam Rowe, and it's fired down the ice into the Bulldog ends.
Western Michigan Kill's been a little aggressive here. They're looking for poke checks and opportunities and have caused some fits for the Bulldog power play.
18 and a half to go here in the second period. Dylan Went poked that one out. 2:45 and counting on the power play, the 5-on-4 advantage for Minnesota Duluth. They regroup and they're ready to exit the zone. Pushing ahead is Pionk. Trying to do it himself as Rowe gets his stick on it, and the Broncos get it clear. They have a little bit of advantage here. Went with it up the left side, gets it, trying to get it to Granger. He just couldn't get his tape on it.
Steves, as the last man back, gets a stick on that puck and just deflects it away from Granger's stick.
2 minutes left on the penalty. Low height, dumps it back, and it's mishandled there. No call there.
Yeah, Granger tripped up, or else that had a chance of being another breakaway.
Perkins Gets it ahead to Lowhite. He takes a hit from Bauer. Lowhite gets it off the boards to his teammate, Quinn Olson. Olson back with it. On the left side, Gallatin. Gallatin gets it back. Up to the points. Shots. Saved there. Looked like Cam Rowe. It's ripped around the boards and base. Couldn't keep it in.
And they're going to whistle that as an intentional offside. It's going to go all the way back down to Minnesota Duluth's end. As when you play the puck like that, knowing it's going to be an offside just to get the whistle, they'll penalize you and put it back in your own end for a face-off. So break there for Western Michigan as more time will be able to tick off this clock as the puck's going to be all the way back down in the Duluth end.
120 left here in the Minnesota Duluth power play. Lambos circles around with the puck, just killing some time, shovels it along the boards. Gallatin back with it. Working against Tim Washu, dumps it back. Dump deep into the Bronco ends, out of front, dangerous there. UMD couldn't control it to try to get a shot off. Battle for it in the corner. Gallatin gets it, reverses it. Fast. It's out, controlled by Gallatin. Evades a defender. Goes to Bass, shot in the front. And saved there by Rowe. 30 seconds left in the power play. Biondi, who's got a goal here. One of the two. And Gallatin. Over to McMenamin, wide of the net. Rowe might have got a piece of that.
Broncos doing a pretty good job here of getting in the lanes.
Gallatin for the points. Wide of the net. It's going to be cleared out. And that should do it for the power play for Duluth. Seth Fiedler's out of the box for Western Michigan. And here comes Duluth. Broncos had it momentarily. Now battle for the puck at center ice. Went comes up with it. Lost it. Berger's there. Holds off to try to keep it on sides. They try to feed it down over there to Granger. Couldn't get a stick on it. Bump. Tried to poke that one, keep it in. Fired in as Rowe plays the puck.
These are these timely moments that Western Michigan wasn't able to capitalize on last night. You get the momentum swing of killing off the rest of that major. Western Michigan looking to try to get one back here.
Bump. Feeds it up the boards. Thiessen plays it. Hildebrand comes up with it from the right side, trying to jam that one in. It ricochets off the other side. Fiedler's shot. That one's kicked off to the side by Thiessen. Fiedler once again at net, and he scores! Looks like it was deflected out in front.
Sam Colangelo gets a stick on that puck. A shot comes in from Cedric Fiedler from the point, and there's a lot of Bronco bodies in front, and that's the recipe for success, especially with how good Thiessen's been playing. Maybe it was Hillebrand who got a stick on it, maybe Colangelo. Yeah. Regardless, back of the net as Western Michigan gets within one.
Hillebrand kind of pointed to his thigh there.
Might have been a double doink there. It might have been deflected from Colangelo to Hillebrand and in. But regardless, that Bronco bench feeling it right now.
So Western Michigan cuts their deficit in half. It's 2-1. And some life back into the building for the home team here in game 2. Duluth took game 1, 6-3 last night. Ethan Phillips with it. Gothi battle for it. Gothi takes a big hit there, lost it. Pierce with it, and it's out of play, stopping the action.
Well, you can just feel the energy buzzing from that Bronco bench right now, and Not too long after I mentioned this, the timeliness of that goal, you kill off the penalty, the crowd starts to get amped up a little bit, you bury one, and this game just all of a sudden has a completely new feel to it.
So in the live stats here at the 5:36 mark in the second period, Sam Colangelo credited with the goal, assisted by Cedric Fiedler. We'll see if it will stand, though, as it looked like Hildebrand might have got that as well. Shots on goal, 18-13, Western Michigan with the advantage. Here come the Broncos again. Cassetti, cross-ice pass. Washi got that one blocked up. Larkin fired that one at the nets. Kicked off to the side. Berger out in front from the slot. Shot, scores! Carter Berger evens up the game at 2 apiece.
And the big line from Western Michigan gets that puck down low and goes to work. A couple of chances, but it's Carter Berger who finds a rebound, gets on it, and it's the patience of Berger as he finds that puck, gets into a clear shooting lane, finds the back of the net, and ties the game up.
And Scott Sandelin, some conversation with the officials here. I think we might get a challenge here.
Well, and you see Thiessen's on his back, but if you go back to that replay, the contact is initiated by the Minnesota Duluth defender as he's getting an explanation on the bench right now. And, you know, as a goaltender, that's a terrible feeling, right? You're on your back, you get run into, but the defenseman, you got to be aware of where your goaltender is, too. And if you're going to initiate contact, you're leaving your goaltender out to dry, and Western Michigan taking advantage of that as Carter Berger, again, just waited and waited until he found that open net and unleashed a shot to tie this game up.
Carter Berger notches his third of the season. It's a big one here. The transfer from UConn. And it looks like we're not going to get a review so far. Let's take a look again once at that shot as Berger just hung on there from the slot, and this will show.
Right, and there's the contact from Gallatin. Gallatin cross-checks Cassetti into the goaltender. And again, Thiessen's got his arms up in the air.
Duluth is challenging the play for goalie interference.
And Sandelin is going to challenge it. You know, the video coaches here have looks at this. So they're judging that based on their visions from the cameras that they thought it was contact initiated by Western Michigan, and the officials again have some work to do in the review room.
Seen a lot of it so far this weekend, and this is a big one here. Take another look here above the play, above the crease.
And what you look at is it contact initiated by a Bronco that stops Thiessen from being able to make the save. And to me, again, clearly, there's no contact made until there. Gallatin pushes Cassetti. Cassetti gets cross-checked, falls over into the leg of Thiessen. To me, that stands.
It's a crucial call here. It does look like it when you're explaining that to the viewers at home. You're looking for contact by a Bronco player that isn't from the residual from the Bulldogs.
Hey, we'll see if I've earned my stripes here, huh?
Yeah.
After further review, the call on the ice stands. We have a good goal.
Yeah, they'll call it a good goal. Tied up here at 2 apiece. If you're just tuning in, Minnesota Duluth, 2 power play goals in the first period. Western Michigan here in the second period have come firing back. Sam Colangelo and Carter Berger have tied it up for the Broncos.
And I mean, again, you rewind the clock 10 minutes and Western Michigan is just struggling and pushing and trying to find it. All of a sudden, we have a 2-2 hockey game. The momentum is all on that Western Michigan bench, and you can see the body language on the ice as Minnesota Duluth now has a tall task in trying to right the ship here and getting the momentum back on their side.
They'll drop it at center ice. Duluth controls it off the face-off. Hilsenberger was looking for a steal there. Battle for it in the Bulldog end. Ranger battling for it. Now there's retreat. Hilsenberger takes a big hit there from Goetz. Another battle back behind the net as it squirts out. Galambos trying to dump it to Went. He reverses it back to Granger behind the crease of the Bulldogs. McMenamin fires that up down the boards, up to the opposite end of the ice. Cassetti trying to find Hillebrand out front, couldn't get home. Here comes Duluth. Olsen with it. He's got speed. Tries to dumps it back to Steves, but he couldn't get it. Shot from the left side there by Gallatin is wide. Front of the bench, battle for the puck. It's fired down. Thiessen plays it. Perkins with it. Gets it to Hunt Steves, and that's into the Bulldog bench. Here with 11:58 to go in the second period.
Back and forth we go. All of a sudden the action is relentless here. Both teams flying around the ice.
We'll take a break here. 2-2 is our score. Sam Colangelo, Carter Berger right into the bell for the Broncos to knot it up here at 2 apiece. Welcome back to Kalamazoo. Kenny Sterlinger, Alex Goodman alongside with you here for NCHC Hockey on NCHC TV. 2-2 is our score. Bulldogs with 2 in the first, Broncos with 2 in the second, and we restart it here. We drop the puck with 11:58 to go in the second period.
Lawson Arena getting a little energy vibed into it here in the last few minutes of play as the Broncos have turned this game up on its head.
Ben Steves, Blake Biondi, the 2 goal scorers for Duluth. Sam Colangelo, Carter Berger for the Broncos in the second period. Game 1 was taken by Duluth last night, 6-3. Duluth looking for their first sweep in Kalamazoo since 2018. The Broncos looking for a series split here. This is a very important game in the standings of NCHC play here. 2 months left on the season.
You're starting to see kind of a log jam there in the standings too. As it almost seems that any given night there could be a few teams jostling up and down the rankings.
Shot and a score there quickly, answering the bell for Minnesota Duluth. Kyler Clevin with his second of the weekend.
And, again, the Western Michigan, just a misplay defensively. Clevin hops on a loose puck, and he's got some space to take a shot, and he goes upstairs on Cam Rowe. And an answer back from the Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs as they regain the lead 3-2.
Clevin had his first of the season last night. 5'11" junior from Moorhead, Minnesota. Notches his 4th goal of his career, and it's a big one to put Duluth on top. Once again, 3-2.
And we'll see if we have some more review work to be done here.
Duluth
Looks
is
like
challenged
it.
for calling the ice for an offsides.
Pat Ferschweiler's video crew thinking they saw an offside entry there by Minnesota Duluth, so the video monitors will get some overtime.
That booth has gotten a lot of action this weekend as we look at head coach Pat Ferschweiler and his...
So puck out of the zone, puck back in the zone. But we're all 3 Bulldogs clear of the zone before re-entering.
So we're going to take a good hard look at it.
And again, usually with the video angles we have in the arena, these video coaches have some looks at it. And challenges, especially in a weekend like this, are a precious commodity. So you have to imagine something was seen, but from that angle we just saw, not sure if there was anything to overturn.
One more look at it here.
Again, puck out of the zone there. It goes back in offside for sure, but does Clevin enter the zone before his lineman on the boards there exits the zone? Oh, maybe if it hits the Bulldog there, if there's possession made by Minnesota Duluth as that puck gets flung back in, that could be the argument from Pat Ferschweiler, is the whistle should blow. Again, you see the zone entry here, the chip in off the boards.
That's going to be tough to see here.
If that puck is played by Minnesota Duluth right there, the whistle should go. If it's not played, I think Clevin is in onside. And so again, this might just depend on the angles that the officials have to see.
Now his reaction there down the line, it looks like he's either got hit by it or he was playing dodgeball with it. And that looks tough. Pat Ferschweiler seems very convinced that it is an offside.
And now it's tough too, because we get into that, what do the views look like? Is there conclusive video evidence? Here we're a little bit zoomed in, if we can catch it in screen.
It looked like it ricocheted off the boards there before. Now, if it hits off the boards, it kind of took an odd angle there. And again, this is another crucial call here. We've seen a lot of reviews here this weekend. 3 5-minute major reviews, a couple of goaltender interference, potential goaltender interference calls. Last night we also had a look at possibly a kicked in goal. Take a look here from behind the net. I'm taking a good long look at it.
Oh yeah, yep. I see a deflection there, and again, there's the look right there. As you see, the puck definitely changes direction off of Luke Johnson. And Ferschweiler's argument is that right there is the end of the play for an offside.
Just as play devil advocate, though, does it possibly go off the boards?
It might. It is so tough. And again, we're playing the game of camera angles here. What we see is not necessarily the same thing that our officials have in the box. So again, they're looking at different angles. Can they find something? They're taking an awfully long look at it.
Now, does it take too sharp of an angle there to ricochet off to the right? For it to go off of Luke Johnson. 37 right there on the right side of your screen. That's where you're looking at.
It is a tough job down there for our guys in the stripes, I'll tell you what. And again, you got Ferschweiler who thinks that, he's right there and he wants that call to be made live. That's a tough call to be made live. And again, we're taking excessive looks at this. From our vantage points, the officials doing the same thing, and no decision's been made yet. That is how close this is, but I tell you, this is a monumental point in this game. A call either way is a huge turning point.
They're taking really digesting this and looking at it at all angles. This is a huge call here. After the momentum has really shifted in the second period towards Western Michigan after answering the 2-0 deficit with 2 goals of their own to knot it up. Question is if an offsides will prevent a Kyler Clevin goal that right now has Minnesota Duluth up 3-2.
Well, can't take away anything from Kyler Clevin. It was a sweet finish by him. He goes and locates that loose puck in the zone and makes a nice move to give himself some space. And a really nice shot goes upstairs on Cam Rowe. And he scored a timely goal last night for this Bulldogs team as well.
Let's take one last look at it here. Nope, it looks like let's stay here and look. are going to make the call here, and this is a big one here. Crowd's going to erupt either way.
No doubt.
After further review, when the puck was shot into the zone and hit a Duluth player causing the offsides, we have no goal.
Offsides called. And again, just inches away from going the other way. But excellent work by the video crew for Western Michigan to spot that one out. Furschweiler calls over the officials. A successful review for Western Michigan. And again, a big play in this game as we're still now tied 2-2. Scott Sandelin obviously looking for an explanation from his end. And I don't think you're going to find Bulldog fans and Bronco fans are going to agree on that one. No. But the call's been made.
So that wipes the goal off the board from Clevin. And we're still knotted up at 2 apiece here with 11-11 to go here in the second period.
I'll tell you, Kenny, we've had everything here this weekend. This has been an interesting weekend up and down the rule book of college hockey. And these two teams, again, it's fun hockey. For me as a hockey fan, it's been great hockey all weekend. I hope everyone out there is enjoying it as well. And we're approaching the halfway mark of this game, tied at 2, and a lot more to happen.
Face off right to the right of Cam Rose. That shot is up into the boards there. Biondi looking for his second of the evening. Fiedler trying to find Larkin there. It works all the way down into the Bulldog end. Larkin lost the edge there. And a big hit along the boards there. Low height absorbed that one. Biondi chips it in to Washi. Looking for Cassetti. Cassetti chips it enough to Larkin. The Lambos to Larkin. Cassetti looking for it. He lost it and kicked it out with his own skate. Broncos regain the zone though. Granger out in front. Save there by Thiessen. He lost it, but he made the save.
And Granger found himself in some space and just drove towards the net and tried to get in close, but Thiessen, another huge save by him.
Samuel Schoen carries it into the zone, goes down. Dangerous play there as he went crashing into one of the officials. Gallatin with it. Looking for his teammate Perkins, but it's going to go all the way in, down. Ben Steves with it. Now Perkins out in front, shot blocked. And that one squirts across the goal crease there. Bump carries it out. Kubinski chases it back. Some fresh skaters on the ice here for Western Michigan. Perkins lets that go, and some fresh skaters coming on here for Duluth as they control it, still in the Broncos zone. Johnson pokes it behind the net, Western Michigan. Smith shot kicked off to the side by Rowe. Nice save there.
And he might have been looking for that rebound to the far side as Luke Johnson was coming back door.
Colangelo from the left side, shot, another save there by Matthew Thiessen. He has been terrific here in the last couple of moments.
And can I tell you how hard that save was? Because Colangelo had some space, and he does a little puck change of angle there right at the last second, the little toe drag shot, and he tries to go upstairs on Thiessen. That little change of angle can be so hard for a goalie to adjust to, but Thiessen gets the shoulder on it, and he continues to have such a solid weekend for this Duluth team.
Colangelo notched his 15th of the season to make it 2-1 earlier in this period at the 5:36 mark. He's looking for another one there. He's in the top 5 in scoring in NCHC this year. Sam Colangelo, the transfer from Northeastern, transitioned well from Hockey East to the NCHC. Under 9 to play here in the second period. 2-2. Game 1 was taken by Duluth last night. That one was kicked off to the side by Cam Rowe. Ethan Phillips comes up with it for Western Michigan up the far side boards. Reverses it. Berger in front of the Duluth bench retreats back into his own zone. Schoen up ahead to Washi, who pushed it aside. kept in. Joe Cassetti. Cassetti from the left side dumps to the Berger. He tries to find Washi there. It was blocked there. Nice play by Aaron Pion. Here comes Duluth in transition, and a nice glove save there from Cam Rowe on the shot from Connor McMenamin, the transfer from Pennsylvania State.
Well, back and forth action. This game is opening up a little bit right now as these two offenses have been finding some open space, guys getting loose and getting grade A scoring chances.
McMenamin, former Nittany Lion, coming over to Duluth with a nice shot there and a nice save once again for Cam Rowe. On the face-off, the Broncos control it, trying to chip it out of the zone. It's kept in by Biondi. McMenamin relayed that one back. Rosendeger. Jacob Bauer. It's a light hit there. Allison battle for the puck. Dubinsky over there as well. Dubinsky. It's at the Quinn Olsen. Trying to find Biondi. He couldn't get his stick down on it. It goes down into the Bronco end. Zach Galambos. Long pass to Dylan Wendt. Can't connect. Wendt still battling for it. Costantini lost it. Cedric Fiedler rips it around the boards. Alex Bump in front of the bench. Center ice. Fires it down. Costantini double team there. Alex Bump or Hildebrand comes in there for some support. Bulldogs end up with it. Matthew Perkins. Quinn Olsen. Olsen chasing. Makes a hit from Sholin. 3 Broncos to 1 Bulldog over there. Galambos comes up with it. Luke Johnson takes a hit from Galambos. And Colangelo comes up with it to Hildebrand. He's all alone. Pushing it ahead, and we're going to get a Duluth penalty here. And the Broncos are head to a power play and some pushing and shoving here after the play.
And, you know, Chad Hildebrand, he's just got such a long reach that even on that 1-on-3, he's got a reach enough that his stick's out in front and it gets slashed. It's going to lead to a Bronco power play, and just a hard-working penalty is really an offensive zone rush that probably wasn't going to pan into much. Turns into a 2-minute minor for Minnesota Duluth.
Duluth 26, 2 minutes left.
So Mangini's going to pick up the penalty for slashing, and that's going to take us to a break with 6:23 to go in the second period. 2 goals apiece for these two squads here, looking for a win here on this Saturday evening in Kalamazoo. The Western Michigan on the Jersey Mike's power play. Jersey Mike's for a sub above. 2-2 is our score under 6.5 to go. Anthony Mangini with the slashing. That puts the Western Michigan Broncos on the power play here with a few minutes left in the second period of play.
The Western Michigan power play with a goose egg here so far this weekend. Power play that came into this weekend as tops in the NCHC, but has not been able to find pay dirt yet. Looking for a goal here, their first power play goal of the weekend, potentially, to try to take a lead.
All 5 goals they've had this weekend, including the 2 here this evening, have been at even strength. And they've had one of the best power play units in the nation. Just haven't been able to convert on special teams here this weekend. Minnesota Duluth has, though. That's really kind of been the difference, especially last night. And for a while in that first period, it was the difference here in this game before Western Michigan had 2 even strength goals to even us up here at 2. Washi from the left side dumps it back. Carter Berger, who's got a goal here this evening. It's over to Colangelo. Berger from the point over to Phillips. That one's fired across Save there, Costantini with it.
And Washi got a little deflect on that down low, and Thiessen had to be aware.
Berger keeps it in. One-timer, Colangelo couldn't connect on it, off the wall. Ethan Phillips with it from the right side, lost it. Phillips, Colangelo, one-timer, that one was blocked before it got to the net. Berger with it, back to Colangelo. Colangelo out in front, shot, save. Battle for it, and it's going to go all the way down to the Bronco end. And some fresh skaters here for Duluth. Much needed.
Another great ace save there by Thiessen as Costantini gets that feed from the corner right in the slot. Gets a couple of shots on it, but Thiessen shuts the door.
When Calambo Sholin, bump, shot for the left side, squeeze there by Matthew Thiessen. And he holds it with 7 seconds left on the Bronco power play.
You know, and I tell you, without knowing too much about the status of Sayskull, I mean, if you're Coach Sandelin, after the performance from Thiessen this weekend, I don't know if you cannot ride this into next week, because he has been outstanding all weekend long and, you know, continually making those big saves for Minnesota Duluth.
Both have gotten substantial amount of time in the net this season. Thiessen got the nod in the first half of the early part of the season, and Sayskull has been a net more recently, but Thiessen playing well here this weekend and has kept that special teams unit on the power play for the Broncos at bay this weekend as well. Full strength once again here with 4 minutes to play in the second period. Alex Bump hits the brakes, fires a shot, and another glove save right on cue by Matthew Thiessen.
Oh boy, I tell you, from about as far away from the net in the zone as you can be, Alex Bump fired that puck, and it was just such a quick release. That was honestly a really tough save. It's just above the pad from Thiessen, so he's got to make a glove save. He's got to go down for it. And another really nice save by Thiessen. I mean, he continues to be a gem here this weekend.
Face off to the side here as they drop the puck on the Bulldog end. Bettings versus it to the point. Pierce with it on the right side. Shot blocked there. Shingothi got his stick on it. Chest on it at least with the block shot. Pierce back behind the net. Shot there, Bettings out in front, and it's held by Cam Rowe to stop play.
And 3 shot blocks there by the Broncos in that series. That's what it's going to take here this weekend. It's a nose of the grindstone kind of weekend between these two teams, as it usually is. Selfless play there by the Broncos, blocks some bullets for their goaltender.
Approaching the 3-minute mark here in the second period. Rowe holds on to that one as Duluth threatening here the last couple of chances here. 3:09 to go here in the second period. Just tuning in for this game. Game 1 won by Duluth last night, 6-3. Duluth jumped on top of the Broncos early on, 2-0 in the first period. Western Michigan in the second period have added 2 even-strength goals to knot it up at 2 apiece, and that's where we stand right now. Duluth looking for their first sweep of the Broncos and lost in Ice Arena in Kalamazoo for the first time since 2018. Western Michigan looking for a big win here at home for a series split. Big hit there. Hildebrand went down. Out in front, Colangelo couldn't get his stick on it to get the shot off. Thiessen went down.
I tell you, Hildebrand absorbs that big hit, goes down, but he pops right back up, and he almost starts that play off as the puck finds its way to Colangelo right in the slot area.
They'll kick that one off to the side. Smartly there, Gallatin's going to retreat back to the blue line, and he's going to push forward. Low height. Kind of olays that one down the ice. Sholin looking for bumps, turned over. Perkins comes up with it, but he can't keep it in the zone. Berger was a big part of that. Chipped it out. Dubinsky chasing. Cross ice pass. Granger got a piece of it. Ben Steeves with it. Tried to stop with it, lost the puck. Going Wentz. The far side. And Gallatin with some good defense there to stop that. And Alex, like you just mentioned, there might be some goaltending controversy here. It's never a bad thing to have two goaltenders playing well, but after this weekend, Stejskal, who's been the tender for Duluth the last couple of weeks, might have to split some time with Matthew Thiessen when he comes back.
Yeah, you know, you get that competition within the locker room will only breed success and better play out of both, but seems like over the past month or so, Stejskal's kind of been the guy in Duluth, and Thiessen takes advantage of his opportunity this weekend, and he's going to put some conversation into that coach's room in Duluth for sure.
Scott Sandelin seemed like it was something that wasn't too major of an injury, this lower body. Stejskal is dressed as the third goaltender here this evening, and we're going to have a delayed penalty as Rowe comes out of the box. The Broncos bring that extra attacker here with a minute 24 and counting here. Trying to jam it, and Booth touches it, and that's going to send Western Michigan onto another power play.
Another really good opportunity there at the tail end of that play. The Broncos able to get that puck down and close, and I think Thiessen makes a save with the mask. But Dubinsky headed to the box for Minnesota Duluth, and
28 Duluth, 2 minutes
another
holding.
opportunity for this Western Michigan power play unit, which has not been able to find the back of the net here this weekend.
We'll drop the puck. Western Michigan will be on the power play once again here with a 1:14 left in the second period. Dubinsky in the box for Duluth as that faceoff was won by Duluth, fired into the Bronco end. Holding is the call on Dubinsky. The Bronco power play. 0 for 4 so far here tonight. And 0 for this weekend. All of their goals this weekend have come at even strength. 1:30 left on the power play. It'll bleed over into the third period after the intermission. Constantini got that one over, and that one's out of play as Berger got that tipped.
It's active stick there by Quinn Olson, getting into the passing lane there and deflecting that puck harmlessly out of play.
They'll drop it on the dot to the right of Matthew Thiessen. He's made 26 saves here this evening. Cambro 14 saves on the other side of the rink. Granger gets it back to Samuel Sholin. Low height, rips it around the boards. Rowe comes out of the net to play it. Under 5 seconds to go in the period. Battle for it, and poked out there by Anthony Mangini. And we head to the second intermission, knotted up at 2 apiece here in Kalamazoo. One final period remaining here. Duluth looking for a sweep on the weekend. Western Michigan looking for a much-needed sweep, or a split, rather, here against the Bulldogs.
Broncos able to right the ship after the first. They get a couple goals back, and 20 minutes to decide this one, as we're at a stalemate after 2 periods.
Don't go away. We've got an exciting third period coming up. We'll get some highlights and some stats. The other side of this break coming up here on NCHC TV. 2-2 score heading into the second intermission. And take a look at the NCHC standings. This is a big one here. Both these teams in the middle of the pack with a Minnesota Duluth win here. If they can pull it out here in the last 20 minutes, they can overtake Western Michigan in that 4th spot, which is a coveted spot. We have 2 months left in the season, but these two don't face each other again. So Duluth can knot it up here after this weekend, have the tiebreaker, and that could play a factor later in the season if both these two teams are in that middle pack, because you can host a quarterfinal matchup late into the year to try to get to St. Paul.
And right now, like, everyone in the middle of those standings are still within striking distance of being able to compete for the Penrose Cup. Prize awarded at the end of the year to the tops in the conference, and with 3 points up for grabs every night, these standings can definitely move around. So a win here tonight is a huge, huge prize for these two teams as they're fighting not only for the 4th spot, but trying to get into that top echelon of the conference and be able to play for that cup at the end of the year.
We'll have to drop the puck here in the final period of play here. 2-2 is our score. Last 20 minutes between these two. Maybe, if we go past regulation, but an exciting 20 minutes coming up here between the Bulldogs and the Broncos. Western Michigan controlling it, and the Bulldog end here looking for a go-ahead goal. As that one's turned over. Colangelo got it taken away. Here comes Duluth the other way. And it's controlled by the Broncos. Matteo Costantini with it, then over to Washi. Colangelo. The Broncos still in the power play here. All right, it's coming out of the box to make it even strength. There's Dubinsky. Shot saved there by Thiessen. A big save there from the left side as Costantini ripped that one.
Costantini makes a nice little move there right as the power play expires. He goes in 1-on-2, but makes a little deke, gets open, and just kind of whiffed on the shot. He's able to follow his rebound into the corner and go put one on net that Thiessen's able to cover up.
Face off in the Bulldog zone, controlled by Duluth. Pionk battling, chips it ahead, and it'll trickle all the way down into the Bronco end. Cedric Fiedler finds Alex Bump far down the ice, brings it in, ends up with it on the left side. Shot, now it's high above the head of Thiessen. It rattles around over to center ice as Hilsendager battling, lost it. Got it back, hands it back off to Galambos. Under 18 and a half to go here in the third period. Tied at 2. Alex Bump shot from the left side that squeaks across the crease. Hilsendager brings it back into Bump. Bump from the right side as that one crosses ice. Shot there and save right at the chest of Matthew Thiessen.
The Broncos are putting everything at net right now from whatever angle, from wherever they are in the offensive zone, just turning and firing and trying to get some white jerseys into that net mouth area. They can take away the eyes of Thiessen, or if they can pounce on a rebound, that's the kind of goal they're looking for. And the way this series has gone, that's definitely the goal that you got to play for, because it's been a hard-fought battle series.
28 saves here for Matthew Thiessen. Said he batted for it. Larkin in there as well for Western Michigan. Larkin controlling it, working against Smith. Smith gives Larkin a shove into the boards. Gallatin battling for it. Cassetti takes a hit from Gallatin. Hugh Larkin reverses it. Cassetti couldn't get it. Now Washi battling for it, and a nice hit along the boards there by Smith. Gallatin, cross ice, turned over. Phillips. Hilsendagger pushes it ahead. 17 minutes to go. Big hit by Daniel Hilsendagger.
He freight trained him. That puck was in fair play there, and he just bowls over his man.
Mercer trying to keep it in, pokes it, and Fisher brings it out. Braden Fisher, fourth line center here for Duluth, who had his first career goal last night. Gothi tried to get his stick on that, and out in front, Michaels just a soft shot that couldn't get through, and trip is going to go against Duluth. It's going to bring the Broncos onto another power play here as Fiedler went down.
Oh, and that close again. This line's been really solid here this weekend. But a move from Shingothi behind the net. Nice pass to Michaels, who puts a good shot on goal. The rebound flings out to the point, and Cedric Fiedler gets tripped up. Clevin to the box, and Western Michigan with yet another power play opportunity.
Take a look at the replay here. Shingothi fired that one up, centered it, and Fiedler playing the puck there just gets tripped up. And like you mentioned,
well, it's tough too. Clevin goes out to block what he thinks is going to be a shot, but once you lose your feet there, you're just sliding. And Fiedler pulls up and ends up getting tripped up as a result.
Broncos unable to convert on any power play opportunities so far tonight. Looking for a big one. Colangelo from the left side. Berger from the point over to Phillips. Phillips shot at the net. It's blocked. Olsen trying to chip that out. He does.
2 blocks already for this Duluth penalty kill.
Berger ahead. Costantini drops it to Colangelo on the left side. Washi couldn't find an opportunity to fire it at net. Smith chasing. Phillips comes up with it. Colangelo, some collision there in the center ice. Colangelo up the near side. Phillips shot wide, high up in the air. Mangini dove at that one to clear it. Big heads-up play there from Anthony Mangini.
The Bronco power play looking for some offense off the rush. We haven't seen that a lot yet today.
Alex Bump, he can move from the left side. Hits the brakes. Still has the puck. Feeds it to Dylan Wendt. Now the Sholin. Right side, Luke Granger. Granger, pounded by Lowhite. Alex Bump, back to Granger. Sholin. Over to Galampos, shot blocked once again and cleared out by Duluth.
Again, the selflessness play there by the penalty killers. We've seen a lot from both sides, but the continual block shots by this Minnesota Duluth penalty kill keeping the Bronco power play at bay.
20 seconds remaining on the penalty. And a shot there from Alex Bump that is squeezed into the chest of Matthew Thiessen with 15 seconds left on the power play.
And I mean, the rebound control there by Thiessen so crucial. Is if that puck pops off at him, there's Broncos crashing in towards net looking for something, but no rebounds to be had.
Take a look there at the Bronco bench, looking for another goal here. Broncos on the Jersey Mike's power play here, looking for a go-ahead goal with 14 minutes remaining in the third period. Face-off controlled by Duluth. And it's chipped high up in the air, and that should do it. Another penalty kill for this Duluth squad. Clevin is out of the box for Duluth, and the Bulldogs back to even strength with the Broncos. Battle for the puck in the corner. Hilsendagger couldn't keep it in. It goes all the way down to Cam Rowe. He plays it to Hilsendagger. Cassetti lost it, found it. Over to Washi. They say he's on sides. Cassetti chasing the puck. Then Steves had it. Now cross. Bulldogs pushing. Back behind the net. Steves came crashing in there. Comes Phillips. Shots right into the shoulder there by Thiessen to save it.
And Phillips tried to go short side there. Didn't have a lot of space, but he lowered the shoulder and tried to beat Thiessen short side. Couldn't squeeze it through, though.
Beddings chasing. Working against Galambos. Beddings comes up with it. Shingothi comes up with it behind the net. Shots! Michaels couldn't rattle that one home in the ricochet. On the second chance, that one blocked by Steves. Then Steves, another block shot. That's 9 block shots so far for Duluth. They've been active there, making sure that puck's not going to the net.
Shingothi and Michaels almost connect for another one, but little snake bit is, again, that shot right in the slot by Michaels. Can't get it to go.
Under 13 to go. Low height battling for the puck. Colangelo shovels it to Berger. Hillebrand lost it. Now they get it McMenamin. Berger with it once again in front of his own net. Long pass out to Hillebrand, who hands it off to Costatini. Now Hillebrand from the left side. Colangelo back behind the net. McMenamin comes up with it. He'll retreat. The Broncos are going to get some fresh skaters on the ice. Wendt and Granger come back on the ice, and they'll push ahead. Goats with it, waiting for an opportunity to try to exit the zone. Long pass, couldn't get it on the stick of Olsen. Bauer with it. Bounce passes it off the boards. Granger comes up with it for the right side. Luke Granger, toe drag, lost it, shot, and Wendt couldn't connect as that one went high and wide.
Whew, that close as Wendt just hammered that one, but couldn't find it underneath the bar. It goes up and wide.
Two is our score, 11:52 to go in the third period. Minnesota, Duluth, and Western Michigan looking like a battle to the finish here in Kalamazoo. Welcome back to Kalamazoo and Lawson Ice Arena. There you take a look at Jason Herter, the associate head coach for Western Michigan, who spent 9 seasons at Duluth and a part of success for both of these programs, as you see there. A couple of national titles there in 18 and 19 with Duluth, and joined the Broncos staff in 2022. And Alex, he's a tremendous coach, tremendous recruiter, and just a tremendous guy to have around the program.
Yeah, recruiter extraordinaire, and he can make a connection with anybody, which is, I think, his strength in going out and seeking kids. He's an eye for talent, and again, once you get to know him, it's just an instant connection with the guy. Unbelievable human being.
Shot there, kick save by Cam Rowe. Mangini almost notched himself a second one. A shot there by Tim Washington. That's a kick over by Thiessen. Battle for it behind the Bulldog net. Carter Berger from the right side. Shot high. Thiessen goes down. And Gallatin battling for it with Berger. Meneman chipped that one, or Anthony Mangini rather chipped that one out. Here comes Owen Michaels.
The Broncos are putting wave after wave of offensive zone pressure. Duluth just fighting it off as best as they can for now. They've been successful so far.
Phillips drives at the net, retreats back, looking for Shingothi. And out in front, Phillips couldn't get that one. That's battle for the puck. Another scrum at the net.
And this Bronco line, I mean, they have been really good tonight, finding that puck in the offensive area. Phillips right there in the slot, just can't quite get it to go. Another big save by Thiessen. And I'll tell you, this line's looking up at the rafters right now, wondering what they have to do to tickle the twine behind Thiessen. Again,
standing in there strong. He's got 34 saves here tonight.
Another offensive zone face-off. Costantini on the draw here. .37 saves last night for Matthew Thiessen, 34 here tonight.
35 now, check that. On that most recent save. Broncos applying a lot of pressure. Duluth looking for an opportunity. They do, and that's a shot there that's deflected by Biondi. He's looking for another goal. Colangelo couldn't control it. Still looking for it. Costantini in there for Western Michigan. Galambos comes up with it, reverses it. Ilsenegger shot blocked once again by Pierce. He's gotten a lot of blocked shots along with a lot of Bulldogs. Galambos all alone, shot into the boards, wide of the net.
And it's open season right now. The Broncos are just firing that puck at will. Minnesota Duluth is just hanging on by the skin of their teeth. But again, this is still a 2-2 game. And there we see Thiessen, who has just been a workhorse for the Bulldogs in net.
Fifth year, transfer from Maine and out of the Hockey East in his second year for Duluth. We've mentioned he's got his first win since the month of October against Northern Michigan last night, coming in for Zach Stayskull, who is battling a lower body injury. Controlled by Duluth off the face-off and fired down to the Bronco end for another icing.
Well, at the very least, a little bit of extra rest for that Duluth line. They try to squeeze a line change in there, but the officials pulling the right guys back out onto the ice.
Battle for it off the face-off. Bast ends up with it behind the Duluth bench, or behind the Duluth nets, rather. Lohait lost it. Olsen comes up with it, gets it to Steves on the opposite end. Steves fires it right into the chest of Cam Rowe. He can really fire that puck off the stick quickly.
You know, it's just such a whip motion. It's a new style of shooting, honestly, being taught right now for a lot of coaches. You know, back in the old days, there's a lot of upper body strength, but now with the technology of these sticks, you almost just pressure the stick and let the stick do the work for you. And Steves is fantastic at that. Just get that stick flexing, and that puck can just fire off your stick in a blink of an eye.
See that really kind of taking its presence in the NHL level as well. See the likes of Connor McDavid and Draisaitl, and
it allows you to shoot the puck from much closer to your feet, and honestly, it's such a more deceptive shot. You know, again, back in the old days, you got that puck out wide a little bit. You can stick handle to change the direction, but if you got the puck close to your feet and you get that flex of the stick going, it's really hard for a goaltender to pick out where that puck is being aimed at. And Ben Steves, again, he's collected a lot of goals this season. I don't know if you find a better shot in college hockey than Ben Steves.
Yeah, absolutely. 9:16 to go here in the third period. Still at 2. Goats got that one blocked. Went off the back of Bettings. Cam Rowe just holds on to it.
That's one of those heart-racing moments, too, for Western Michigan. You've had such a good period. The puck's been in your offensive zone, but a little deflection in front of your own net. Start to worry a bit.
Another face-off in the Bronco end. Washy, Smith, shoving after the face-off there. Jolin gets it to Cassetti. Cassetti, the transfer from Miami, coming over from Oxford, Ohio, as he shovels that one down and goes down himself. Tionk. Try to get it to Bettings. Genie battling for it down there. Berger looking to get Steves. Cassetti. Jolin comes up with it in front of his net. Now Ethan Phillips right down the center of the ice. It's the brakes. Perkins in there to try to poke it away. Affects the play. Gallatin. Now shot by Phillips. Ricochets over to Bauer on the right side. Cross ice pass right through the slot there. Nobody was there. Michaels trying to keep it in. Goethe along the boards. Steves comes up with it. Gets it to Quinn Olson up the near side. He pushes it. He turns, looking for somewhere to go with it. Looking for low height, too much for him. Wilson Dager had it momentarily. Low height from the right side. Off the boards. Ethan Phillips dumps that and we'll go back to the bench. Bass right back to him after he went across the ice with it. Zach Lambos feeds it to himself over to Cedric Fiedler. Fiedler ahead to Hildebrand. He chases. Colangelo. Fiedler couldn't control it to try to fire that one at the net. Under 7 to go here in the third period. Battle for it to the right of Matthew Thiessen in net. He's made 36 saves here this evening. Biondi had some space, lost it. Fiedler shot wide of the net. Now to Costantini. Getting a stick on there and making a nice play was Biondi. Kind of negate that chance there for Western Michigan, Alex.
Fiedler maybe telegraphed a little bit, but comes back and
Biondi looks like he lost some steal, so he had to scoot himself off the ice. Bump was looking for it. Steves from the center. And shot is saved by Cambro.
Fans on the edge of their seats here in Lawson Arena.
.6:05 to go here in the third period. Western Michigan and Minnesota Duluth knotted up at 2 apiece. Looking for a big win. Both these teams here in NCHC. Welcome back to Kalamazoo here on the campus of Western Michigan University. A snowy evening here into Saturday evening. Back to action here, dropping the puck. Tim Washy and Matthew Perkins dropping it in the Broncos zone. Chances will be at a premium here the last 6 minutes here in the third period. Both these teams looking for a go-ahead goal here late in this one. Steve lost it. Owen Michaels for Western Michigan dumps it back. Berger battling against Gallatin. Broncos come up with it. Luke Granger. Been kind of quiet here this weekend.
Yeah, this line again, the top unit for Western Michigan. A lot of goals this season. Michaels fighting it a little bit.
Couldn't get that one cleanly. Steves comes up with it. Looking for some space. He finds it. Nate's bump fall down there at center ice, and a shot there. A row kicked off to the side. Here comes the Broncos exiting the zone, trying to regain the Bulldog zone. Washy tried to dump that one up in front. Got chipped away. Cassetti got that shot blocked. That one is not kept in by Western Michigan. High up in the air. And it's going to be held by Matthew Thiessen to stop play with 4:39.
Yeah, smart hold there, T. Had some Broncos coming.
Let's take a look at the face-off winning percentage between these two. Western Michigan ranks third in NCHC in face-off winning percentage, 53%. Minnesota Duluth 8th in NCHC. That is last at 44%. Tonight it's even though. Just about 28 for the Bulldogs, 27 for Western Michigan. Got a face-off here, big face-off in the Bulldog zone.
Shingo, nice move again there.
Phillips fired that one in. Kicked down there by Thiessen. Another big battle for the puck here. Michaels got in there. Phillips got that one knocked away. Around the boards, Galambos reverses it. Bettings then comes up with it. He's going to take it out of the zone. Tips it ahead under the 4-minute mark, approaching the 4-minute mark here in the third period. Galambos carries it in, but it's going away low height. Low height across ice. Meneman chasing. Lambos over to Sam Sholin. High up in the air. It's dumped into the Bulldog end. It's going to go down for icing. It's going to come back the other way.
An attempt at just kind of an aerial play there. Hillebrand was at the opposite blue line, but just a little too much mustard on it. The Broncos will be faced with a defensive zone faceoff.
.338 to go in the third period. Starting to feel like the next goal is probably going to do it for either one of these squads here, Alex.
Yeah, and again, they're just going to absolute battle with each other. This has been a deadlocked game, and we'll see what happens.
Young. Brother Neil playing in the NHL for the Winnipeg Jets. Bianc shot blocked. Colangelo got a stick on it. Here come the Broncos. Hillebrand shot saved once again by Matthew Thiessen, just squeezing that one in to make the save with 3:20 to go.
And the Broncos executing some offense off the rush there, a 3-on-2, and I thought it was defended pretty well by Duluth, but a nice move there by Costantini, a nice pass across to Hillebrand. He gets a shot on goal, but again, the rebound control of Thiessen, nothing extra laying around the crease.
Costantini's going to take the face off against Minnesota Duluth. Matthew Perkins. Face off control. Colangelo shoots, he scores! Off the face off! Sam Colangelo puts the Broncos up 3-2.
And we just talked about the importance of face-offs right there. The Broncos with an offensive zone draw, a set piece, a face-off win back to Colangelo, who snaps one home. Nice face-off win by Costantini, a quick shot and release by Colangelo, and a beautiful goal by Western Michigan.
Colangelo with the hard shot to get the Broncos ahead here. 3-2 with 3:17 to go. His teammates were asked on a TikTok earlier this week who's got the hardest shot, and he was the winner by a long shot, and you see it there.
Yeah, again, just the quick snap of it too, and it's just in the back of the net before you can blink.
Duluth looking to answer though. They got 3 minutes to. Granger comes up with it. Alex Bump. Well, the Granger trying to get that one to go.
When he almost hit it twice in midair, he just chipped it up and almost batted it out of the air himself. Almost a highlight reel goal by Granger.
Hillebrand got that first goal for Western Michigan. So that's going to be Colangelo's first goal of the night. It's his 15th of the year. Costantini with a 16 assists of the year as well.
And those point streaks for those two continue.
They'll go to 12 games. This one's going to be held on by Cameron Rowe with 2:14 to go in the third period.
12-point game point streak for Costantini now, and a 9-game point streak for Colangelo. We talked about it in the open, just the consistency of that line championed by those two has just helped the Broncos in their offensive zone play here for the last couple of months.
And take a look at it. These guys have had A very good stretch over the last couple of weeks. 2 transfers for Western Michigan. Sam Colangelo coming over from Northeastern. Matteo Costantini coming from North Dakota and then CHC. A little plug-and-play action for Western Michigan in the program after losing some goal scorers to the pros. That one fired all the way down deep into the Duluth zone. Meneman chasing, had his stick on it for a second. Bucko's still pushing. Alex Bump working against Best. Ranger in there working against Steves. He turns, gets away, got away from Steves for a moment and lost it. Steves comes up with it. Bulldogs gonna have to go here. Minute 30 left, I'm counting here in the 3rd period. And Steves rips it down below the goal line there. Battle for it. Olsen out in front, couldn't find Steves. That would have been a dangerous play there. And it's ripped down the net. And an empty net goal for the Broncos. They go on top 4-2.
Dylan Went just lofts that one up and over everybody right down the pipeline into the back of the net. And is met by his teammates at center ice.
Dangerous play there. Steve's going to get his stick on it. Dylan Went rips it into the empty net. That gives the Broncos a 2-goal advantage here late in the 3rd period. Dylan Went his 18th goal of the season. We were talking about how him and Granger have kind of had a quiet weekend. Kind of waking up here late.
Yeah, and you know, there are no cheap goals in hockey. It might be an empty net, but there's a reason why you throw Granger and Went out there in that time. It's the most important time in the game, and Dylan Went makes it count.
Play stopped with 55.4 seconds to go. Went on the empty netter, unassisted. 18:47 in the 3rd period. Take a look at that empty netter by Dylan Went. Timeout, Minnesota Duluth. Here with 55 seconds remaining.
When she looks, it might have been Firschweiler taking that timeout.
Takes the timeout, actually.
Face off back in the Broncos' own zone. So again, you just got to be sure of this one. Write something up on the board. Make sure everyone's on the same page.
Here's empty netters. Went just lofted that way down the ice and finds the back of the net there.
You know, and it's interesting. Again, you go back 10 years maybe, and the coaching is always make sure you get across the red line before you take a shot. But hockey is changing away. These guys are better at those longer shots, and when you got a chance at that open net, you take it, and hopefully you win the draw if you miss. But these guys are coached now to just whip that puck down the ice and go for it. And Dylan Went, it's just one chance and in from his own zone, and a huge insurance goal for the Broncos.
Dylan Went, one of the top goal scorers in the country, one of the top goal scorers in NCHC. Went's World, 30 points and 18 goals and 12 assists. Isn't the career high in points and goals, ranks 3rd in the nation in goals with 18. And filling in the shoes of Jason Poland nicely here this year. Yeah,
when you're replacing Sass and Poland, and that top line last year for Western Michigan, Poland just scored his first goal for the Avalanche here this week, and these new Broncos stepping in, filling in the shoes, and doing so effectively.
Off the face-off, that one squirts right towards Cameron Rowe as he holds on to it with 53.4 seconds. Yeah, Jason Poland scoring his first career goal in the NHL for the Colorado Avalanche earlier this week. After making his debut the week before that, so congratulations to him, the former Bronco, in the show. Face-off controlled by Minnesota Duluth. Young shot free there out in front of Rowe for a second. Steves. And that one's off the side of the net. Hillebrand trying to net that one.
Yeah, he's got such a long stick. So hard to defend. He gets to that puck first and puts it towards the cage.
And Olsen. Broncos not holding back here. Still pressuring. When Olsen carries it. Rips it around the boards. Olsen with it. Trying to get it out in front. Nobody's there. Stolen away by Bump. He's going to have an empty net opportunity. Gets it to Granger. He rattles it home and bangs it home for the 5th goal of the Broncos evening. And that will do it here with 8 seconds remaining. The Broncos are going to get a win.
And Bump does it with his feet, makes a nice little move, hoofs that thing across the red line, and feeds it over to his captain, Luke Granger. 5-2 lead for the Broncos, Lawson Arena. Buzzing right now as the Broncos will learn a sweep or a split here this weekend.
8th goal of the season for Luke Granger. Empty netter, the captain. It's a goal, and the Broncos are gonna, like you mentioned, get a big split here after falling 6-3 last night against Minnesota Duluth. That's gonna do it here. Our final from Kalamazoo is 5-2. Big hug there for Carter Berger and Cam Rowe. That's a happy group there. The Broncos with a much-needed win. They rally after going down 2-0 in the first period, Alex. A veteran squad in a tough position. It's a much-needed win on a Saturday evening to get a split against the Minnesota Duluth Bulldogs, who themselves, this is one of the hardest fought series of the season so far for both these teams. And it was quite a show they put on for us here in Lawson Arena this weekend.
Yeah, you know, a weekend that really was all it was cracked up to be. Tonight's game was definitely an awesome one to watch. And as you mentioned, some adversity early for this Bronco team. But one thing Coach Ferschweiler always talks about this team, this group, is they're not fazed by anything. And they just go out there and compete shift after shift. And we saw that here tonight. It was hard to break through and get those goals, but they just kept that wave coming and finally able to crack through, take the lead, and then bury a couple empty netters to solidify this one.
Western Michigan gets a big win here at home on a Saturday evening. It was a heck of a series between Minnesota Duluth and Western Michigan. Western Michigan wins this one 5-2 here in game 2. As you see both goaltenders saying job well done. Those guys played their butts off this weekend. Cambro and Matthew Thiessen. The Broncos salute the crowd here at Lawson Arena. Our final score, 5-2 here at Lawson, with Western Michigan winning it against Minnesota Duluth, 5-3. So for Alex Goodman, our tremendous Bronco production squad, director Chris Fish, everybody back in the truck, I'm Kenny Scherlinger saying so long from Lawson Ice Arena with our final score is 5-2, Western Michigan winning it 5-3 here in game 2. A series split between these two. Job well done by both these squads. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.